Something musically orgasmic this way comes. Musicalorgasms.com. Let's improvise something. I got the first backing track loaded. Do a piece here real quick before I get started. Seems to be working. All systems check. My style uses a lot of vibrato, a lot of shreddy type stuff, a lot of neoclassical lines, and most of all, just emotion, raw emotions, and that makes up my style of guitar playing. Hello, Colleen. Colleen, you're just in time because I just turned this thing on. I haven't even done my first track yet. But here it goes, loading it up now. All right, here goes, man. I hadn't even started yet. I appreciate that. Wait till I start, okay? Here goes. Well, that was a nice song, a very nice song. I think I will save that. Beautiful. This soothes my soul. Hearts and claps and smiley faces and all kinds of nice things. Thank you, everyone. Let's do another one, shall we? That was fun. It's hard to always read the comments on here, that's for sure, but I love the comments, so don't stop with them. Okay, that was a really great piece of music. I'm going to actually return to that one, I think, after I do another tune here. First, let me save that to my favorites because that was so good, and then I will do the next tune. Favorites? Okay, good. It's in my favorites. Please, more. Indeed, coming right up. E Lydian. Wow, that's a weird key. So let's see. The next one I'm going to do apparently is going to be an E Lydian. So Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian. It'll be the fourth tone. So E is this one here. So that would be B major, which is also G sharp minor, but focused with E Lydian. Okay, let's try this one out. I'm glad I'm making your work night better. Love that. Thanks. This axe is a BC Rich Warlock, but it's got 7 strings, 25 frets, a floating bridge. There are no other Warlocks made with these specs. This is a one-of-a-kind model, and it's also a one-piece. For those of you that know anything about the valuation of guitars, one piece is much more valuable than a 2-piece. But this is the only Warlock ever made with these particular specs, and a Black Widow headstock, which is kind of sweet. The 7 strings and the floating bridge are my favorite specs on this thing. All right, let's do another tune now. This one's in E Lydian, apparently. So an Lydian is like the Lydian is like the major scale, but it's got an augmented 4. So 1, 2, 3, augmented 4, 5, 6, 7. Here it goes. For this theory nerds out there.
When you can barely smell your plug-in, what are your guests smelling? Try Febreze Fade to 5 plug.
That was also very nice with a Lydian focus point. Typically songs, saving that one to my favorite right now, midway through sentence. Okay. Next backing track coming right up. Okay, so typically songs are centered around there's 7 modes. There's 7 modes to music. So typically songs are either centered around major Ionian or minor Aeolian. And there's other minors and majors, and there's a diminished in there. But songs are very rarely focused around those particular modes. And that one was one of those rare songs, and this one was the mode of Lydian. Lydian is a major mode. It's got an augmented 4, a major third, which makes it, the major third makes it major. Lessons coming with this. So the thing that decides if it's going to be major or minor is where the third tone of a scale is. If it's a flat third, it's minor. If it's a natural third, it's major. So Lydian has got a major third, but it has an augmented 4, which is what makes it Lydian. It's everything else is natural to the major Ionian scale. But it's just unique when you find something that's in a focus mode of Lydian or Mixolydian or Dorian or Phrygian or especially Locrian. But the 2 most common ones are going to be Aeolian minor and Ionian major. So there's some theory nerd for you. Here for the noodles. I love the noodle. I love noodle. I don't know what you're talking about, but I love noodles, so I love your statement there. All right, let's do I'm going to do the tune that I opened with for those of you that have missed it because it was such a magical tune. That last one was magical too, so far everything tonight I've done is magical. Just magic. So let's do this next one. Here for the noodles. Fucking love that. It's so random and sounds so cool. Here for the noodles. I love it. Guitar noodles. Oh. Noodling around to my guitar. Actually, I would not consider this noodling around. Maybe in a way. There's some overlap there. This is just flat out skillful, emotional improvisation. That's what this is. Skillful, emotional improvisation. But I love noodling too. So I'm a big fan. I just came on, missed the song. I just saw a gorgeous guy. Enjoy. Well, Wendy, stick around. You're magical, Tom. Thank you, Michelle. Top shelf. Ramen, okay. Sure, why not? Why not? Top shelf ramen. Okay. Okay, so get ready for another magical number that's going to be magical. Very redundant, I know. This one's in E. E minor. The common E minor that's mostly done when someone does minor, which is Aeolian. But don't worry, I will play through all the modes because that's what I do. As a neoclassical theory nerd, and practice too. Because without practice, you're just intellectually masturbating all over the place. And I like to do, okay? I like to do. So here we go. What do you think of that analogy? Comment below.
The thing that's different about a verbal vacation home?
Gotta wait for the ads. That makes this free. So yeah, comment on that analogy and I will play. Whoops. Crap. That's not what I wanted. 1 second. 1 second. That's not what I wanted either, but I will save that for later because I love that tune. Oh yeah, here's the one. Okay, here we go. B minor, Aeolian minor. That was a great tail end to that one. I mean, really. Let's do another one. Dang. I guess dang is a compliment, right? Okay, let's play another one. The next one I'm going to play is actually my all-time favorite backing track. This one's in E minor. It's beautiful. It's done with a synthesized piano, actually, as far as I can tell. Most of it, anyway. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Based on, what's the chord pattern? It would be a... So it's like an E would be the 1. So 1, 5. So 1, 6. So yeah, 1, 6, 5, 6, something like that. Or 1, 7. Yeah, I'm sorry, 1, 7, 5, 6. 1 minor 7, 5 minor 6. That's the pattern. 1 minor 7, 5 minor 6. Beautiful pattern. That was absolutely a great pleasure to listen. I screen recorded it. Nice. You'll have to share that with me. Like, did you screen record video? Can you do that? I have no idea. Or just like screen snapshots. But let's do this song now. E minor, Aeolian minor. The 1 from the Aeolian perspective down to the minor 7 with the perfect 5 and then the minor 6. Okay, let's try this out. Love this tune. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This one is special to me. Thank you, Carla. Hello, Mandy. Hello, Anachel. Oh, I'm your new bandmate.
When premium ingredients come together.
Oh, I'm your new bandmate, Anachel. Thank you for that very much. So I guess this is part of my audition then, so I should treat it as such. Mandy is here. Very happy about that. Oh my God. So many of my friends are here. This is special. All right, let me do another special song then. It's so fun. Oh my god, it's a blast. Let's see here. What shall be next? Next song is coming right up. Perfect. Thank you. I'm happy that I can be perfect in something. I don't know about that, but thank you. Okay. Let's see here. All right. This one is epic, atmospheric, melodic, all in one. So let's see what this one's like. Here we go. Improvisation. It's a nice sound, right?
smell.
I love it when I can do those little tail endings in the advertisement video. It gives me at least a few seconds to do something really snappy at the end. Snazzy, that's the word I was looking for. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Perfect, says Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Anachel and Mandy, are you there? Actually, Anachel, you never chimed in. So who knows if you're even watching? I have no idea. Recorded. How are you, like, Michelle, when you record it, are you recording the actual video? Is there an app for that? I have no idea. Does it record the video with the sound? Or are you just taking screenshots? I have no idea. Very interesting. And please feel free to share this with your friends. Just click the share button. What is next? I don't know yet. Let's figure it out. Oh, here's a emotional piano backing track. C major. Let's try it out. Wow, this is pretty. Okay, cool, Michelle.
for mom,
Skip
dad,
off.
and
Perfect, right in the middle. There it goes.
finishing up my holiday master.
Well, that was a lovely tune. Very emotional tune, so naturally I love that one. God, that was a really good one. I had to save that one to my favorites as well. Let's do more. Let's do another one. Let's see here. What's next? Let's try this one. It's interesting already. Yes, it was indeed. Let's dance. It was cool to tinker with for a little bit, but I like the other ones much better. Let's do this one again, because I love this one. This one's more me. It's beautiful. I love beautiful music. Beautiful, emotional music is my favorite. Me too, Michelle. I like this one better as well.
deal can...
I really love that backing track. That quickly, immediately became a favorite of mine, so it's in my favorites now. Wasn't that one just amazing? Magical, like, God, I just fall into those kinds of melodic, beautiful, emotional tracks just so easily. I find my groove immediately. Good stuff. I think that might be it for me. Good job. Well, thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Yes, says Michelle, with 3 exclamations. Well, maybe I might do one more. Maybe. Let's see what I can find here real quick. Oops. Back. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Let's try this one. Oh God, there's 2 that I see that I might like a lot. Oh my goodness. I don't know, man. Let's try this one. Okay, let's see what this one is like. There might be 2 more instead of 1 more, I don't know. Jam it says. Another piano one. Oh my God, cool. Major. that one. That was fun. Okay, so this one is most likely going to be my last one that I'm going to do right now. Last one of the night. Not forever, unless I die tomorrow or something, but for tonight. I don't feel it yet. Hope they do something more interesting. Might have to add some context to this one to make it any good. I don't know. cool. That was cool once I had context over it, but that track by itself really was not that interesting, not at all. So here's some common things that I did for these songs tonight. So one common thing that I did, I'll start off with the most important, is my vibrato. For all the fancy stuff that I do, the most important part of my playing is the vibrato. Thank you, Jen. And thank you, Michelle. Thank you. So vibrato is the most, it's this. Versus no vibrato. So I would mix it up. I would do vibrato with my floating tremolo bar here. And I would do it without it, just fingering the fretboard. With all my fingers, pinky. Just like that. And I would do all different speeds, and so here's a slow one. Here's a fast one. Slow going fast. Or fast going slow, and there's also these weird bends too that I do where it's not so much a vibrato, it's more of a bend with a very syncopated, unrhythm rhythm, like that, like it's almost out of key in a bit, but in a very tasteful, exotic way. That sounds pretty cool. I did a lot of sweeping too, and that's basically playing arpeggiated notes in a sweeping motion up and down the neck or the fretboard, like this. So that's sweeping. End it with a vibrato like that. So sweeping is really cool. There's hardly anybody that does it, including the pros that are big names. It's not a lot of people that do it. A lot of legato too, where I play linear lines like this. So that was a pattern. Another pattern I did a lot with legato was this one here. And legato is basically, I'm picking very little, like maybe one every 3 or 4 notes. See that? I'm not picking any of that at all. That's legato. And then alternate picking, like I literally pick every note. Typically alternate picking up and down like this. So that's alternate picking. What else would I do? A lot of tremolo bar stuff. So like this here. A lot of pushes and pulls. It's floating. Some tremolo bars only go down. This one goes up and down, so I can do vibratos, and I can do obviously the dive bomber stuff. Like everyone has heard that one, but not a lot of guitar players will use it more linear with the other notes and push and pull on it to meet different pitches. It's one of my favorite expressions on the guitar is this floating bridge. It's so cool. Most guitars don't have one, but this one does. And I mostly only buy guitars with floating bridges for that reason. I just absolutely love them. So you can kind of hear what that does. Isn't that badass? I love the floating bridge. It's so cool. So that's another common thing I did tonight. A lot of that kind of stuff. Floating bridge work. I played a little bit of pentatonic stuff, so like here's the basic pentatonic scale. So that's a really common scale that your just typical rockers will play, blues guitar players. So I don't really, when I do pentatonic, I almost always I will add really odd notes to it because I don't like the rock sound, and I don't know, I'm just not into it. I think it's kind of lazy and not nearly as interesting as adding exotic notes and playing more linear stuff. But I will add elements of the pentatonic scale to my playing, but it's dominated with more just linear stuff and arpeggiated stuff because it's just more expressive and more exotic and more beautiful than just pentatonic stuff, rocker stuff. It's not that interesting. So that's cool. So there was a little bit of pentatonic in that one, but mostly linear, more, we'll call it a neoclassical flavor with very exotic notes in there. So to get some of the exotic notes, I will play a lot of notes I will play incorrectly, but then I'll bend up quickly to the correct note, and I think that sounds so unbelievably cool. So maybe I might take, let's see here. So here's the 1 of the scale. 7, 6, flat 6, 5. So maybe I will play the major 6, which would be not in the scale. Right? It sounds off, right? But I'll start and I'll release down to the wrong note and then bend back up more slowly to the correct note, and I think that sounds so cool. So something like this with a major 6 up to a minor 7. See? Sounds kind of cool, right? I love that. Another one. Second, so going from a minor second to a major second, which is completely out of key, but it sounds really exotic. So that one there sounds really neat. Another thing I'll do is I'll play scales and arpeggios that are broken up. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I might do 1, 2, flat third, 5. I'll skip the 4, 1, 2, flat third, 5, 1, 2, flat third, 5, so it'll sound like this. And again, I'll end it on a tail note. So 1, 2, flat third, 5, 1, 2, flat third, 5, 1, 2, flat third, 2, 1, to a flat 2 back to the 2 again, and then 1, 2, fifth. It's so cool. It's a very exotic thing to do. Very, very exotic. So yes, that's just a 1, 2, flat third, 5 pattern, and I'll tail it with a 1, 2, flat third, 2, 1, flat 2, back to the 2, a 1, 2, 5. For you theory nerds out there. Gosh, what else? I can't believe you guys are sticking around for this. That's really cool. So I guess I'll keep going with the theory stuff. So that's what I'll end this on. What's something else I would typically do? Other ideas. The Phrygian dominant, Phrygian harmonic minor, or just harmonic minor in general. From the perspective of alien minor, it's basically you're playing a major 7. From the Phrygian mode, you're playing a minor second with a major third, which gives it the harmonic minor Phrygian dominant sound, which is going to be like. More of an Egyptian, Arabic, Middle Eastern type of sound. Very common in just the darker flavors of heavy metal, and neoclassical heavy metal is used a lot, as well as the Baroque era of classical music. I would say Johann Sebastian Bach is the composer that made that really popular, especially with a lot of more classically trained heavy metal guitar players and musicians. So I love that one. Pretty cool, right? That's all Egyptian, Arabic, Baroque, Johann Sebastian Bach, darker flavors of metal, you name it, man. Cool stuff. So I use that a lot too, because it's just so very interesting sounding. Oh, speaking of those little squeals that you hear, okay, so here's something. So it's the same note, like you can see me playing it. So how do I change it in pitch by like an octave or two hitting the same note? They're called split harmonics. So there's natural ones and there's artificial ones. This one is an artificial. I'm not sure why they call it artificial. There's nothing artificial about it, but I'm basically hitting it very surgically, extremely surgically, with a small part of the flesh on my thumb and the pick at about the same time. This took me an extreme amount of time to get down many years ago when I was first learning, but now it's second nature to me. It's nothing. I can just do it whenever I want. Completely changes the tone, makes these squeals that can pierce through anything, and just another tool in my tool belt I can use to make interesting music. So it sounds really good with a very wide vibrato. So typically when I do a harmonic like that, I will throw in a very wide vibrato because it just sounds cooler. So that's a piece of a Whitesnake song. They do. John Sykes was the guitar player in that album. It's their self-titled album, Whitesnake, with like almost all of their hits on it, like Still of the Night, and that's an excerpt of Crying in the Rain. And I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it was something like that. And it's a beautiful showcase of like some of the best harmonics I've ever heard before in my life. And he's got the perfect tones and the enormous, like ridiculous fast wide vibrato on it. It's amazing. I'll do that again. You had that album. Yeah, almost everyone had or has that album. I still have. I have the cassette still from that. So that is an old cassette, and I still love it. It's aged very well with me. So you get the idea with the harmonics. So the other way to do harmonics is natural, and that's basically instead of hitting with the flesh part of my thumb, these are also called chimes. I'll do it on a clean channel. So. I didn't really do any of those tonight, but they are cool. Pretty cool, hey? So that's also very surgical. So these sound mostly on the 5th, 7th, and 12th frets, and then up here too. But you basically, right over the fret bar, but you don't push down. You have to put just the right amount of pressure. If it's not enough or if it's too much, it will not sound. Just do that. And you pick. And as soon as you pick, you immediately let go. It's extremely surgical. Otherwise, you dampen it and it's not going to come through. But nowadays, it's second nature, like a lot of things are that took a long time to get. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, indeed. Gotta run. Got a police call. Oh, good luck with that. The police call. Oh my God. Okay. What else was I doing? Some chords, suspended chords, suspended second and fourth, like. So a suspended second chord is when you play a chord, which is a combination of root, third, fifth tones of a scale, arpeggiated, but played at the same time, like. But then you add the second tone of the scale and or the fourth tone of the scale, respectively, suspended fourth, suspended second. And then your seventh chords, which are known as jazz chords mostly, is when you add the seventh, so root, third, 5, 7th to the scale. I didn't do too many of those tonight either, but they're really cool to play with also. I believe that's about all I did tonight. Remember to master your vibrato. One of my pet peeves is when a guitar player is technically really gifted and then their vibrato falls flat and sucks and doesn't stick. It's like, oh my God, dude, what are you doing? If I had to pick one or the other, I'd go with vibrato over all the fancy stuff. But I'm not an either or kind of guy. I'm yes and yes. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. So I got really fancy with my technique and my athletic ability on this thing, but I have to have sweet vibrato and I have to have all this nuance with my playing and all this different expressions because the means justifies the result, and the result for me, the most important thing, the priority, is the feeling, the emotion. And that's that, right? Yes and yes, good answer. Hell yeah, it is, man. Yes and yes, you only live once. I can't believe you guys are still here listening to all this theory talk. Wow. Cool, hey? I love that. One thing I did not do tonight that I'm really surprised because it's one of my favorite things ever, so I'll show it anyway. It's kind of what I did just now, but full diminished instead of half diminished. Half diminished, just, it's a scale, but it's a minor scale, but with a flat 5, so, and a flat second. So it's 1 flat second, flat third, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7. It's got more flats than any other mode, so it's this. It sounds like this. And then it resolves. So that's tension and then resolve. All good music is a series of tensions and releases, tensions and climaxes and resolves. That's where I get musicalorgasms.com from. Thank you very much. So a full diminish is going to be, it's just a pattern of every step and a half. So flat third, flat third, flat third, the whole way. It's not diatonic really to anything, but it sounds cool because it is constant tension, just begging to resolve. It's very climactic and orgasmic. And I typically just resolve it on whatever relative major is there. So something like this. Let me go to the distorted. Climb was full diminished. Here's another way of doing it with arpeggio sweeps. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. So you can hear that full diminish up here. Just tension, tension, tension. Oh, I got to release that explosion. And then, resolve into that major. I mean, living once is debatable, but always well, hopefully, yeah, sure. No argument here. So let's do that again, shall we? So that started with just that tension and then a resolve, and then I did this thing where I was going toggling every measure from tension, resolve, tension, resolve, tension, resolve, tension. So here it is: tension, resolve, tension, resolve, tension, resolve. So here it is. Pretty cool, huh? And then I eventually just resolve it fully, and I'll do an extended variation of that resolve. So instead of just extend it, and I'll tap a variation, and I'll even add to that. So I just went up the whole neck and all those different inversions and variations of that major resolve. Pretty cool, eh? I am such a theory nerd. Alright, so those are all the things that I pretty much did tonight, and I threw in a couple others that I didn't do. One of those I'm very surprised I didn't do, which was the full diminished runs, because it's so evil sounding, so dark and sinister. And then the resolve, right? Because it's got to resolve. It's a little sloppy. I'm going to do that one again. That one was played just about perfectly. Perfect. Yes, very evil. That's why I love those chords so much. They're just so evil. Here's an evil chord. Evil, right? Pretty sinister, right? I mean, the devil did that one. There's one. I forgot about that one. I love that chord. That is so cool. There was a Sabotage. Remember Sabotage? They did a song based on that. Let's see if I remember it. Yeah, that's it. That's if that's not it, that's pretty damn close. That's so cool. It's very, very exotic. I love exotic music. Here's a piece I wrote. It's one of mine. So that's all based on a combination of Phrygian harmonic minor dominant as well as full diminished. So it's like I got all the major ingredients in what makes evil music evil, and Egyptian and Arabic and exotic, all those things, a combination of those things. So I'm very proud of that piece that I wrote. You can hear the full song on my website. It's got drums in it. It's got I believe if I remember correctly, a harpsichord and a dulcimer and drums and pipe organs and all kinds of stuff. musicalorgasms.com. Yes, it's going to be in a large number of songs that you like. That's for sure. Yeah. What is that wangy sound? Wangy sound. I don't know. Like, did I just do it? What I just did now. Are you talking about that? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, that is, you were here when I was talking about that. I spent a lot of time on that. That is called a split harmonic with a wide vibrato. So here's the note. It's a sound that's created an octave or two above the note that I'm actually playing. But it's very surgical. You have to hit it just right with the pick at a certain angle, and also a small piece of flesh of your thumb. And if you don't do it just right, it dampens it. It doesn't come out. It's really hard to get, but it's second nature to me now because I've been doing it for so long. You dipped out for a while. Oh, you missed that whole part. Yeah, I did a whole thing about split harmonics, natural and artificial ones, and chimes. But yeah, that's what that is. And then I throw a wide vibrato in there. Because typically when you do a split harmonic like that, it sounds flat and it doesn't stick as well if there's not a wide vibrato. So I do a really wide vibrato when I do that. See, there you go. Since some of your doomy stuff, thanks for the explanation. Yeah, totally. You know, a lot of doom metal does not use split harmonics or vibrato at all, but some does. It's not prevalent in that style by any means. No, the split harmonics and the wide vibrato stuff is, you're going to find most of that in neoclassical heavy metal, speed metal, thrash metal, glam metal for sure, but not so much doom metal. God, I know that band. I can't remember what they sound like, so I'd have to hear it. I just don't remember. But so there's always exceptions, but it's not in the style of doom metal. It's not prevalent. That's for sure. That's a tough one to get, but I nailed it. Yes, awesome. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to end this now. That's pretty cool that, gosh, the last, what has it been, 20 minutes or so, maybe a half hour that I just did theory stuff after I was done playing the songs. I've never done that before, so that marks a first ever for this particular live feed where I spent more than a couple minutes talking theory stuff and you guys stuck around for it. That's pretty neat. Some days I can't get, there's like nobody that watches this at all, and I'm like, I want to play for people, and nobody chimes in, and you guys chimed in for theory today. I can't predict what happens when I go live. I just can't. But have a great night. Thanks everyone for engaging and contributing to the discussion. Otherwise, I could just record this and upload it. That's the magic of the live feed, is the energy exchange back and forth. So thank you. Very cool. Indeed, Jen. Indeed. musicalorgasms.com is the website. You're a good teacher. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody. And I'll talk to you later. And feel free to share this and go to my YouTube and subscribe there and like and comment and share. Bye for now.